All right, today we're going to peel back the layers on something pretty fascinating. It's this whole ecosystem that manages to blend high stakes business, complex labor law, and, believe it or not, spiritual healing. It's a story that starts out looking like it's all about the corporate world, but it ends up somewhere else entirely. So let's just start with a puzzle. What in the world connects a globally ranked IT salesperson, a social insurance and labor attorney, and a therapy salon that uses acoustic vibrations and chi energy? I know, it sounds like the setup to a really strange joke, but the answer reveals this unique and honestly surprisingly coherent worldview. Okay, so to get our heads around this, let's first meet the two professionals who are right at the center of this whole web. And, on the surface, their careers look super impressive, but also pretty conventional. On one side, you've got Katsuya Nihara, and this guy's resume is just stacked. We're talking about being the world's fourth-ranked IT salesperson and managing a whole network of over 26 companies. Then, on the other side, we have Shizuka Nakaoka. She's a social insurance and labor attorney, she's the founder of her own law office, and she's a published author. So yeah, these are clearly major players in their fields. And you can see their professional lives are really tangled up together. They're co-representatives of Use LLC, which is an HR support company. And that operates right alongside Nihara's consulting firm and Nakaoka's law office. Looks like a pretty standard synergistic business partnership, right? Well, this is just the first layer. Now let's dig into the next piece of this puzzle, because this is where the picture starts to get a lot more interesting. Their ventures go way beyond the boardroom and legal briefs. So, get this. The Use Qigong and Acoustic Vibration Therapy Salon, it's in Shinjuku, Tokyo, and it's definitely not a consulting firm. It's a space for alternative healing. And who's involved? Well, look no further than Katsuya Nihara himself. His list of over 50 qualifications literally includes acoustic vibration therapist. And the salon's own motto says it all. It promises to align you from the core by combining the flow of ki, life force energy, with the wave motion of sound. So yeah, we have officially left the world of corporate strategy and entered the world of spiritual therapy. The big question is, how do these two worlds connect? Well, the answer seems to be buried in this really powerful underlying philosophy they have. And it's a philosophy all about what it means to be human in the age of artificial intelligence. If you look at their internal documents, you find the core belief that seems to be driving this entire operation. And it's a pretty bold statement. Humans can communicate with God, AI cannot. This isn't just some catchy business motto. It really seems to be their foundational principle. Now, that is a huge claim, right? And it raises an even bigger question. What's their reasoning? On what basis are they making this fundamental distinction between a human being and an AI? Their whole argument is built on three pillars, three uniquely human abilities that, from their perspective, an AI could never, ever replicate. And these are the keys to what they see as humanity's spiritual advantage. So their argument really draws a line in the sand. On one side, you have humanity, with our capacity for spiritual connection, and on the other side, you have AI, which they basically define by its limits, its purely mechanical way of thinking, its total lack of a spiritual side, and its inability to even grasp concepts like faith or a mystical experience. They break it down into these three key things. First, there's spirituality, that non-material part of us that AI just doesn't have. Second is intuition, that illogical gut feeling, which they see as a potential channel for receiving divine messages. And third is the most abstract one of all, transcendence. Let's just zero in on transcendence for a second. They're defining it as the ability to connect with something bigger than yourself. And they even point to things like mystical events and near-death experiences as actual evidence of this human power to tap into a higher dimension. It's a door, they argue, that will always be closed to an AI, no matter how smart it gets. Okay, so now we have all the pieces on the table. The high-powered business partners, the spiritual healing salon, and this core philosophy about humans versus AI. So let's finally put it all together. The logic kind of flows like this. You start with two super successful professionals. They go and build a network of totally conventional businesses. But running right alongside all that, they're operating a therapy salon that's designed to enhance a person's inner balance. And the glue holding it all together, it's this deep philosophy that champions the exact spiritual and intuitive qualities their therapy is trying to strengthen. So when you lay it all out like that, this unified vision just clicks into place. This entire ecosystem, from the corporate consulting all the way to the Qigong therapy, it really looks like a practical application of their core belief. It seems to be all about strengthening those uniquely human abilities, maybe as a way to stay whole and relevant in a world that's getting more and more defined by AI. And that really leaves us with one final, pretty provocative question to chew on. As AI just keeps getting better and better, taking over all these analytical and logical tasks, what's left for us? Could it be that our most profound, our most illogical, and our most spiritual sides are not just what make us human, but what will actually become our greatest strength? The world of NKCS and U's certainly seems to think so.